Every year, with the coming of spring, beekeepers set out on their journey with honeybees. They move from one flower field to another as the blooming frond goes northward. One day, I met a beekeeper traveling with a wooden box on his back. He bees collect the stories instead of honey. While standing next to beehives of honeybees placed on the garden corner, I wish to watch bees coming and leaving forever. I travel apiaries of many places and meet honeybees and key beekeepers. Lands where honeybees gather honey and the beekeepers show dedicated affection to bee leaves me a deep and a rich impression, just like taste of honey. I, as a bee together words, turn these rich sceneries and memories into poem and stories and share with others. I visited one beekeeper at the end of autumn. Instead of greeting to a stranger, he asked me, "Do you want to buy honey or do you want to see bees?" Without hesitation, I said, "I want to see honeybees." That's the first time I encountered the world of bees and beekeeping. Guided by beekeeper, I reached to an apiary set on the top of a hill. 30 blue-painted boxes are placed neatly there. Bees are flying around in a soft sunbeam. Pointing to the entrance of a high box, he told me, "See, some bees have yellow things on their legs. They are balls of pollen collected from flowers in the neighborhoods. The entrance is just the size of one bee can go through and is busy with bees that are going to fly out and coming back with yellow pollen balls." To keep the inside of the beehive at 36 Celsius, beekeeper said he would not open, but he seems to so proud of to show his bees. He slowly picked up the lid and showed me the inside of the hive. He blew smoke on bees with a smoker to calm them down. In one hive box, 10 frames are placed in one tier. One frame removed from the hive softly, and I could see tens of thousands bees moving around. Surrounded by the buzzing noise and number of bees, I at once was filled with happiness. Apiaries in winter are very quiet. I will not open the lid of hive box as it is so cold, but if I press my ears against the box, I can hear the drone. Bees live in a colony. In one colony, there are one queen bee and 40,000 to 50,000 worker bees. Queen bees is larger than others and moves around within the hive, being protected by worker bees. She lives around 3 years and is responsible for laying eggs. Drones appear in breeding season, and only a handful can mate with a queen in the air by risking their lives. Drones start to disappear when the source of honey becomes scarce. Worker bees cannot lay eggs. They survive around 35 days in a busy and flowery season. Apiaries get boisterous in spring with newborn lives. Worker bees are busy with each given tasks inside and outside of the hive. They store honey and pollen, work as gatekeepers protecting the hive from enemies, clean up the hive and build nests. Honeybees, once they are grown up, go outside the hive to collect honey and pollen. Just to gather a spoonful of honey, one bee has to go back and forth between the hive and the source for hundreds of times. The first flight from the hive box is called orientation flight. Bees are insects capable of memorizing. They can remember the location of the hive without fail. Bees have their own luggage. When a frontier bee finding the honey source comes back, it performs a dance by wiggling its tail to show the direction and the distance. When a new queen is born in the spring, old queen leaves the nest with worker bees, which is called swarm. Beekeepers dedicatedly help the process, knowing well the health of colony should be maintained. At the beginning of summer, I helped gathering honey for the first time. At 4 o'clock in the morning, before the temperature gets hot, we gathered at the apiary. Beekeepers had a cigarette before starting the big job. Smell of wood chip floating from the mouth of a smoker, and the sweet smell of bee wax and honey that the bees worked on are mixed and fill the air. The apiary, covered by summer weeds, is wrapped by deep green, and the bees are making rumbling sound in a steamy hot air and glittering sign. Sensing that human is going to steal the honey from them, they seem to be on high alert. When we gather honey, our tension also runs high, sending out bees temporarily from the hives and take them to the work area. When the comb is filled, bees cap off the comb with wax. I was given a task to uncap the comb using uncapping knife. I managed to uncap it, following the example of others, then honey started to drip out. Bees and people continue to work to get honey, which is the best gift of all. The uncapped frame is placed in the extractor to take out honey, which is strained through a filter and is poured into an 18-liter square can. The 18-liter can with honey is so heavy and hard to just lift up. The wife of the beekeeper, who helps every summer, is not very large, but she can carry it and pour the honey from the can. She said she hates most the honey gathering in the summer season, and laughed and said she wants to divorce him every year. It was almost sunset when all the work was done. You worked very hard in a hot day, though it was your first time. It was very big help. The beekeeper said to me and gave me a bottle of honey, which they just collected. The honey had a special glow to it. I, as a bee to collect words, this rich scenery and memories turn into a poem and stories. Thank you very much.